In this module, you will get an overview of the novel Silas Marner and also learn about its novelist, George Eliot. An overview. Set in the early 19th century, the complete title of this novel is Silas Marner, the Weaver of Raveloe. Marner is falsely implicated in a robbery case. His friend, William Dane, is the treacherous one, whose ulterior motive is to malign Silas and marry his betrothed, Sarah. Silas is proclaimed guilty. His fiancée breaks her engagement with him and, a month later, marries William Dane. Shattered and totally dejected, Silas leaves Lantern Yard. Marner heads south to the Midlands and settles near the village of Raveloe, where he lives as a recluse, existing only for work and the gold he has hoarded from his earnings, which is stolen, pushing Silas into deeper despair. It was at a time when Silas's life was in the doldrums that Eppie makes a dramatic entry into his life. The toddler is born out of a secret marriage between Godfrey Cass and opium addict Molly Farron. Molly dies and Godfrey does not accept the baby as his own. Silas adopts the baby when Godfrey suggests that the baby be given to a workhouse. This proves to be a turning point in Silas's life, who loves the baby even though he cannot raise her without Dolly Winthrop's support and guidance. Eppie is brought up, baptized, and christened. She brings immense joy in Silas's life. The novel shows a shift in time of 16 years. During this period, Godfrey is married to Nancy Lammeter. The couple is happy, their childlessness being the only fact that mars their happiness. Frightened by Dunstan's skeleton being found with Silas's gold, Godfrey confesses to Nancy about his secret marriage, and being Eppie's biological father, they approach Eppie with the offer to adopt her, but are politely turned down. Eppie marries Aaron Winthrop. The novel ends with describing Silas as a good, caring, and social being. He visits Lantern Yard with Eppie to find out whether his name has been cleared, but finds the place totally changed. The Casses have no choice but to remain content by generously providing for Eppie. About the novelist. George Eliot was born on 22nd November 1819 in rural Warwickshire. Her mother's death in 1836 prompted Eliot to leave school and run her father's household. In 1841, she moved with her father to Coventry and lived there until his death in 1849. Eliot then travelled in Europe and eventually settled in London. George Eliot, the pseudonym for Mary Ann Evans, was one of the leading English novelists of the 19th century. Her novels are acknowledged for their realism and psychological insights. In 1850, Eliot began contributing to the Westminster Review, a leading journal for philosophical radicals, and later became its editor. She was by this time a pivotal entity among the literati when she met George Henry Lewes, with whom she lived until his death in 1878. Since Lewis was married, their relationship was regarded fairly scandalous, and Eliot was shunned by friends and family. Encouraged by Lewis, Eliot wrote Scenes of Clerical Life, which were published in Blackwood's magazine. Her first novel, Adam Bede, written in 1859, was a great success. Her other novels include The Mill on the Floss, Silas Marner, Romola, Middlemarch, and Daniel Deronda. The popularity of Eliot's novels brought her social acceptance. Consequently, Lewis and her home became a meeting place for writers and intellectuals. After Lewis's death, Eliot married a friend, John Cross, who was 20 years her junior. She died on 22nd December 1880 and was buried in Highgate Cemetery in North London. Summary. In this module, you got an overview of the novel Silas Marner and also learnt about its novelist, George Eliot.